Okay, that first cycle of the graph from 0 to 2 pi before it starts over again, like within the numbers we've been learning about on our unit circle, that's called the fundamental cycle. It just repeats over and over. Even odd properties. So since sine is an odd function, that means the sine of an opposite x value or an opposite angle is equal to the opposite ratio, the opposite y value. So that's what gives it that odd look on our graph. And likewise, since cosine is an even function, that means that the cosine of an opposite x value is actually exactly the same as the cosine of the x value that it's the opposite of. So like the cosine of pi halves and the cosine of negative pi halves, they're both the same. I guess maybe that wasn't a good example, but let's see. Cosine of pi thirds would be 1/2, right? Well, the cosine of negative pi thirds is also 1/2. So it has that even symmetry, and those are equal to each other. Okay, sinusoidal simply means, or sinusoid, is, these kind of both have the same meaning. They're just different words you might see depending on its use. Like sinusoidal would be like an adjective, and sinusoid is a noun. Okay, so these are graphs that follow a pattern of a sine curve, that follow the pattern of a sine curve. So sinusoidal would be the way that we describe that happening, right? I don't know. How would I phrase that? Maybe I should search for it. I should have prepped ahead better for this. So these are kind of the same thing, just I believe one's more of a descriptive word and the other one's a noun, just a definition. Okay, so our cosine sinusoidal, do cosine graphs look like sine graphs? Yes. The answer to that is yes. So cosine graphs and sine graphs are both sinusoidal. So sine and cosine graphs, we call both of those sinusoidal. Okay. Let's start looking at transformations.